Hello, my name is the Reverend Terry Williams, and I'm a faith organizer with the Ohio Religious Coalition for Reproductive Choice. Ohio RCRC is an organization active here in Ohio, and we seek to elevate the moral power of religious communities for reproductive choice through advocacy, education, and counseling. In this space, during this time, we understand that every organization is making a tremendous shift from the way we used to do things to the way we must now do things. And we wanted to give you just an idea of how those transitions are affecting Ohio RCRC. We are still working, all of us, as diligently as we ever have. We're simply working from our homes and doing a lot of organizing in that fashion. Much of our work is focused around gathering people, and so we have learned how to gather people in ways differently than we used to. Instead of physically gathering people together, we are using Zoom and GoToMeeting and Google Hangouts and phone calls and phone trees and physical mail and every other possible way we can to connect people together in the name of choice and in the name of our shared values. Part of our work in this regard has been activating individuals to be active in their communities, advocating for people during this crisis who would otherwise be denied access to reproductive health care. For so many people, their access to reproductive health care is already tenuous, and now even more so, given the lack of resources, many individuals facing job losses. So supporting those communities has been our number one goal. Much of the work that we have done has been to hold space with those communities. For the last few weeks, we have held weekly gatherings just simply to hold space and to provide a refreshing, grounding, centering moment of the day for about an hour on Fridays. Those have been posted on our Facebook page. You can take a look. The Refresh gatherings. Those gatherings are going to be transitioning here soon to a teach-in style of gathering. Now that we have kind of normalized into this stay-at-home setting and this unknown new normal, the unknownness has become the only known part of our life right now. So now that we have kind of normalized into that space, we're looking at options for teaching from a remote perspective so that we can continue to get that education and advocacy piece fulfilled in our life. Particularly teaching individuals what the reproductive choice options are in their community and how they can help support organizations that are trying to get access to everyone during this time. We're very excited that we're going to be launching, in addition to the teach-ins, a couple of podcasts each month that we're going to be producing some educational materials, but also, just some conversation and dialogue. Short 8, 10, 15-minute dialogues between people who are active in our movement, clergy and faith leaders and laypersons and people connected in this community that are Ohio specific, and they are regionally focused, so that we'll be able to know what's going on in our region as the days unfold. Some people have asked me, so, how has your work really changed in the last few weeks? And my one word that I give them is the word on my shirt here, this word of resistance. We have really had to engage in a lot of faithful, holy resistance against some attacks against choice that have come here in the last 5 or 6 weeks. Some people see a crisis and a pandemic and they see an opportunity to help. Other people see a crisis and a pandemic as another opportunity to attack choice and to attack people's constitutional freedoms. And sadly, we've seen that in Ohio. Our Attorney General moved in quite an expeditious way to try to prevent certain clinics, particularly in Cincinnati and Cleveland, from providing necessary health care. essential abortion care to their clients, to their patients. And we at Ohio RCRC help to leverage the moral conversation toward the organized response that we were able to see, where several organizations came forward and collectively sued to stop the Attorney General's attack against these clinics. And we are so thankful that so far we have been successful in that work, that there have been several temporary injunctions and now a more permanent injunction put forward that essentially declares abortion essential health care in the state of Ohio. And that has been our message all along at Ohio RCRC, that we believe abortion is essential health care and that decision must remain between a patient and that patient's healthcare professional. That's our moral conviction, that's our moral ethical bent on this, and we really invite people to join us in raising that voice, raising that awareness. In this time, a lot of our work is around awareness because so many people still don't know that there exist religious people, people of moral and ethical values, who also support a person's right to reproductive freedom. And it's really remarkable for me because I find people on a regular basis who say, how in the world have I not known that so many of these organizations and these faith communities exist? How did I not know? And in so many ways, our faith communities that support choice are the best kept secrets in their communities. And we pray each day that we're able to break that stigma, that we're able to break through that traditional process of being the best kept secret. We don't want our communities of faith that support choice to be the best kept secret. We want them to be the best known entity within their community. So a lot of our work, particularly in the last few weeks, is focused on trying to connect people with local communities of faith that support choice and support their choices. During this time, we've started to look at what the transition will look like to a more digital experience for us. And in addition to the teach-in segments and podcasts, we're also looking at how we can resource worship within local communities. And a particular opportunity is coming up soon. We normally celebrate in May, on the 31st day of May, Tiller Sunday at some point in some of our Christian traditions, and Tiller Sabbath in some of our Jewish traditions. And some of our ethical traditions choose a different time to celebrate that as well. But George Tiller, the anniversary of his tragic murder, was May 31st, and we are going to be resourcing a vigil that will be digitally available. We're going to produce the vigil and have an experience around that so that we can all view the vigil together and then have a debriefing time of conversation and dialogue afterwards. In addition, we're going to be generating from that vigil some educational pieces and smaller worship elements that can be used in your services going forward, or really any devotional time. So we're really excited about some of the things that are going on. We're continuing with our abortion care package projects. If you haven't checked that out, check out abortioncarepackage.org. Abortioncarepackage.org gets you all the information for these fantastic packages of care and compassion that get handed out to folks at abortion clinics all over the state of Ohio. And in addition to that website, we would ask that you check out our blog at ohiorcrc.org/blog. Again, that's ohiorcrc.org/blog. You can read information from myself, from Kelly Fox, one of our other faith organizers with Ohio RCRC, and some content from our executive director, Elena Ramsey. So much of what we do, friends, is wrapped up in the community organization that we have been able to build, and that work cannot happen without you. I am reminded of the Irish proverb that is often quoted by Padraig Tuama, who is one of my favorite poets. It is in the shelter of each other that the people live. And I want you to know today, friends, that we at Ohio RCRC and patients across Ohio are living in the shelter of your love and your care and compassion. In this time and in every time, we are grateful for your shelter. We are grateful for your love. Thank you so much, friends. Blessings.